They were just two teenage girls, Abigail Abby Williams, 13, and Libby German, 14. Best friends living in the small town of Delphi, Indiana, where life was simple, quiet, and predictable. On February 13, 2017, the girls had the day off from school and decided to spend the afternoon exploring one of their favorite local spots, the Monon High Bridge Trail, an abandoned railroad bridge surrounded by woods and nature, popular among hikers and photographers. Libby's sister dropped them off shortly after 1:30 p.m. The sun was out, they were smiling, they were safe, or so everyone believed. But when they failed to show up at the designated pickup point later that afternoon, their families grew immediately concerned. By evening, the girls were reported missing, and dozens of community members joined local police and fire departments in a desperate search, combing through the wooded areas, calling their names, hoping for a simple explanation. The next day, February 14th, Valentine's Day, their worst fears were confirmed. The bodies of Abby and Libby were discovered about half a mile from the trail, near a shallow creek, hidden among brush and leaves. Their deaths were ruled homicides, but investigators withheld key details. The crime scene, they said, had been unusual and staged. Something about the positioning of the bodies, the items found nearby. It wasn't random. This was deliberate. This was personal. And chillingly, Libby had left behind a crucial clue, a short video on her smartphone, capturing the image and voice of the man police believed had killed them. In the grainy, shaky clip, a man in jeans, a blue jacket, and a hoodie walks steadily toward the girls on the narrow bridge. His voice is deep and commanding as he says, "Guys, down the hill." That short phrase became infamous, played and replayed across news outlets and YouTube videos nationwide. Law enforcement quickly released the audio and still images from the video, begging the public for help identifying the man. But days turned into weeks. Weeks became months. Leads poured in, over 50,000 tips, but none led to an arrest. The FBI got involved. Billboards went up. Two separate composite sketches were released, years apart, adding to public confusion. In the meantime, true crime forums and Reddit threads exploded with theories. Some suspected a local, others believed it was a transient, a serial predator passing through. Why hadn't the killer been caught? He was right there in the video. His voice was recorded. Was he hiding in plain sight? Unsettlingly, he was. For 5 long years, the case went unsolved. The families of Abby and Libby refused to let the girls' memories fade. They held vigils. They raised awareness. Libby's grandmother, Becky Patty, became a tireless advocate, appearing in interviews, pushing for answers. The town of Delphi carried a silent weight, fear, suspicion, heartbreak. Then, on October 28, 2022, a bombshell. Indiana State Police announced the arrest of 50-year-old Richard Allen, a CVS pharmacy technician who had lived in Delphi for years. He wasn't an outsider. He was part of the community, friendly, unassuming. He had even helped the family of one of the girls print funeral photos, and yet court records revealed chilling details. Allen had admitted to being on the Monon High Bridge Trail the day of the murders. A .40 caliber unspent bullet found between the girls' bodies matched a pistol Allen owned, confirmed through ballistic testing. His own wife told police the gun had never been sold or loaned. When asked why he hadn't come forward sooner, Allen claimed he had spoken to a conservation officer back in 2017, but the information had somehow been overlooked or buried. Investigators now believed the crime scene had been ritually staged, suggesting a disturbing level of planning and psychological intent. Prosecutors revealed that the girls may have been moved and posed, and that Libby's video had captured not just the killer's approach, but potentially part of the crime itself. Though the full video has never been released, police confirmed that Libby's decision to start recording was a brave and pivotal moment, one that helped lead to her killer's arrest. Still, many questions remain. What was Allen's motive? Was he acting alone? Why did it take so long to arrest him, especially when he lived less than 2 miles from the crime scene? In the pre-trial hearings, Allen's defense attorneys claimed he was being framed by Odinist cult members, an explosive and controversial theory that has divided public opinion and added further complexity to an already haunting case. Prosecutors, however, insist they have strong forensic and circumstantial evidence tying Allen to the murders. The trial, which has faced multiple delays and gag orders, remains one of the most closely watched in Indiana history. For the families, the arrest brought a mix of relief and devastation. They finally had a name, a face, but it didn't bring the girls back. What it did bring was a painful reminder that sometimes evil doesn't come from far away. Sometimes it lives right next door. In the end, this case is not just about tragedy, it's about courage. Libby German, in her final moments, had the clarity and bravery to pull out her phone and press record. That act, simple but heroic, helped crack open one of the darkest mysteries in recent American true crime history. The story of Abby and Libby reminds us all that justice can take time, but truth leaves a trail, and sometimes that trail begins with a single voice saying, "Down the hill."